All right, Shalom, Michael. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakah, Kudash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostle and elders of Great Millstone. I'd like to say Shalom to the elect, as teachers word on true faith and sincerity. And today, I just want to tie this lesson. It's an everything shortage. There's a shortage on everything. It's only going to intensify from food shortages to labor shortages, all the way to the point it's going to get down to even the lack of answers. There's going to be a shortage on answers, man. And this is the time we're in where the Lord, Yahweh Shemal Shah, is about to spring into action, man. So I got a few articles lined up. The point is, the theme of it is really the shortages and the different ways it's going to impact people, man. So this is on one of them from WJR.com. It reads, President Biden says food shortages are going to be real. See? So this man already telling the people, get ready for food shortages, for that famine. Which, when the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shah, speaks about judgment and bring forth plagues, one of the special tools the Lord always brings is that famine, man. Because that's one of the ultimate humbling agents. So that's one aspect of a shortage. This food shortage, that's going to be one of the main things that's going to drive these people crazy, man. You know what I mean? So let's see. This is from CNNBusiness.com. It reads, the Great Resignation continues. See, it's a term for this. The Great Resignation. And this all shows that we are at the end of this man in his reign of terror. This is all part of the decline of America. The end of this place, a couple years back, you had the retail apocalypse with these major stores closing down. You had Sears and Macy's and, those of that such. Well, the theme is continuing. You have this great resignation. It says 4.4, that's spirit. 4.4 million Americans quit their jobs last month. See? And ever since, the Crown Vic came on the scene, thing has becoming, it has been declining by the day. So that means what the plays will intensify. And now we're seeing the steps to what's going to lead to all hell breaking loose. We're seeing the steps going to lead to the money crashing. That's going to lead to sedition among men. What it says, the love of men is going to wax cold. Man. We seeing the steps are going to lead to these things. That's why the scripture says, behold, meaning look and see. Because it's going to get to the point where these words are going to manifest. So as you can see, this great resignation, 4.4 million Americans quit their job last month. So what? A labor shortage. And go another one, trucker shortage. This is from Vox.com, and it says, where have all the truck drivers have gone? Let me read that again. It's like, where have all the truck drivers gone? See? Pandemic supply chain disruptions are exacerbating a year-long trucker shortage. See? So, man, it's a shortage on everything, man. Like I said, from these physical things all the way down to answers. You're going to be short on that as well, man. But ultimately, this is the time where the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shah, is about to spring into action. So, let's get the scriptures. Let's start out with this in the book of Second Ezra 15. And I start at verse 1. It said, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy. See? And that's what, that's the testimony of the outside, the spirit of prophecy. That's what it's all about, man. Because when we say that the kingdom of heaven is at hand, by default, we're saying that this kingdom that is now has to be thrown down. And we telling you, through the spirit and power of Yahweh how it's going to be taken away. It tells you thus with violence. And that's the icing on the cake, by the way of World War III. But the build up to it, all hell breaking loose. These people are, like I said, losing it, turning against each other. Concerning the family, these people are going to be reduced to cannibalism. These are the things that we're bringing, starting with our people, the Israelites first, as well as these other nations, because they got to hear about their judgment. It says, which I will put in thy mouth, says the Lord, see, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. See, these are sure testimonies, man. These things are true. These things are sure. It says, fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them that speak, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. See? Why? Because ultimately what they heard, it wasn't mixed with faith when this document was on display. But what's going to be the results, of not believing? It says, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. See? So this ministry is not a light thing, man, to where we can just agree to disagree. What the results of that? If you don't believe, the results is what? Death, man. And that's what's coming in a major way on the planet Earth. Death. Matter of fact, continue on. It says, behold, see? Meaning to look, to see. Because ultimately you're going to see these things. And we're in the beginning stages of that beholding. Because we can actually go into an article, we can go to a news clip or interview, and they can expound upon these things that's happening upon the planet Earth to a certain extent. They can inform you, so to speak, that there's another protest happening, or people have lined up for food, or this economic structure is failing. But it's gonna get to the point where it's gonna be up close and personal, man, in one way, form, or fashion. So it says, behold, said the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, I will bring plagues upon the world. See? The sword, famine, death, and destruction. See? And we seeing the steps that's lean towards all these things. When the trucker stop, that trucker strike is going to lead to something else. That's going to lead to something else. When the money crash, it's going to lead to some. It's going to lead to some. That domino effect, so to speak. And everything is now is the time where everything is making sense. Tells you the end is going to speak and not lie. This vision, because it's going to get to the point you're going to actually see what the Lord was saying. And that you ain't got no choice but to entertain the idea of the sword. You have no choice but to entertain the idea of a famine, a great famine at that. Great death and destruction. This is the time where the Lord's about to do that. It's just going back to the lesson. It's a shortage on everything. And one of those main shortages is that famine. Let's go to 2nd Ezra 16. I mean, not 16, it's 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter, 2nd Ezra 6. And verse 22, it says, and suddenly shall the song places appear unsung. See? And that's concerning with these cities. These cities, they're gonna appear unsung. We seeing again the stages of it now. From the infrastructure is being has decayed. A lot of these buildings, it's just there. These abandoned buildings. And it's gonna even get worse. You're gonna start seeing riots and fires. But really it's the Lord plugging up this place. It's not established as it once was, man. Certain parts of of Babylon, just the government ain't gonna have nothing to do with it. They just gonna be a lost cause where the citizens just run that that area. Enter at your own will. At your own, it's gonna be that type shit. It says the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty, and that's going to these grocery stores, you know, these different places where you get your foods and shit. It's gonna be a day where you think that you caught the last little thing of kale, and they re-up the next week. Nope, it's gonna get to the point where that gonna be your last go at, that gonna be your last time at Winn-Dixie or whatever you shop at, cause suddenly these things gonna be found empty. Cause at the end of the day, this man is out the door. And this is one of the major places the Lord have promised, that great famine. And then, like I said, that's going to be a major, one of the major shortages the Lord is going to bring. That food, that famine, which that's a great humbler, man. Like I said, it's going to be a lack of answers as well. Matter of fact, let's get that in the book of what's that? Let's see. No, it's I think that's Amos, like it. The book of Amos, chapter 5, and verse 18. It says, "Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light." See, in that, and we in that day, what's actually going to lead to the perfect day, And it says darkness because the things that's happening upon the planet Earth, slowly and surely, your doctrine is not going to make sense of what's going on. These people are not going to have no answers when the famine comes. Because ultimately, whatever they believe in, whether they believe in sweet Jesus, whether they believe in Buddha or Allah, that's going to be thrown out the window. See, their only mission is going to be what they're going to eat next. They ain't gonna be able to come, up with an answer when they see, these strange beasts, or even Esau Edom in his strange weaponry, because he just showing you the mechanical dolls, but he got something more menacing than that. These people aren't gonna be able to make sense of what's happening, man. It says, as if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall and a serpent bit him. So meaning what? It's not going to be no relief in sight. No matter where you go, no matter what outlook you take, you're going to be met with something different and even more horrific than the previous thing that you just encountered, man. And ultimately that serpent is those missiles, man. That's going to be, like I said, the icing on the cake. And that's when it's not going to be no else in that day. It tells you that the people face shall gather blackness. So they're going to be bewildered. They're going to be puzzled. That's what it was. It was in St. Luke. Let's get that. That spirit call on Yabashimawashai. Just going back to the lack of answers. Because what's taking place upon the planet Earth. St. Luke 21. In verse 25, it said, "And there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth." See? So these things are happening simultaneously. Everything that's taking place from the different constellations lining up. The different, eclipses, from the solar eclipse, the lunar eclipse, the different moon phases. all the way to the chariot signs, those signs in the heavens, as well as the things that's happening upon the earth. It says, and upon the earth, distress of nations. See, so that's one of the signs, the distress of nations. And what causes distress? For these people to be not at ease. You know, the famine. Like I said, these different shortages from these labor shortages. Trucker shortage, food shortage. Their economic structure has failed, and a plethora of other things that causes distress and anguish. That's the sign that's we seeing upon the planet Earth, as well as the signs in the heavens. It says, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity. See, so these people, as we get closer and closer to that perfect day, as these plagues intensify, these people are puzzled, for the lack of better words, because they don't got the answer. It said men's heart failing them for fear. See, why? Because they're not able to grasp, the things that's taking place upon the planet Earth. It's hard for them to wrap their minds around. This is what Yahweh Shema Shai is bringing upon the planet Earth, man. It says men's heart failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. See, meaning what the people that got from these elites to some as sort of as a your gym trainer, somebody with some type of influence or say so, they gonna be shaken, because people gonna look for them for answers, and they gonna fall apart just as much as whoever listen to them, man. So it's gonna be a shortage on answers as well, and this is the only outlet, this truth, man. So just going back, it's a shortage on everything, man. From the food, like I said, from these labor shortages, trucker shortage, because all these things are the necessary steps that's going to lead to the downfall of America, but also as well shortage of answers, man, because these people can't make sense of what's happening, and even if a nigga try to attempt to dive into the scriptures, he just put himself more in a hole. Now he got more questions that he can't answer, man. So yeah, I just hold it for edifying. I like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rachakodash, double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone. Shalom to the elect that teach word now, true faith and sincerity. DTA, Abba Soon, very soon.